All right, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here quick.
Okay.
Who would you say is out of the rest of the teams that we haven't talked about yet? Who would you say is the best of the rest? Maybe a little bit of a spoiler for our seventh. Who's going to finish seventh place? But out of the rest of these teams, who you think, boom, is going to be impressive this season?
I kind of like what West Ham did.
I'm on the same boat with you. West Ham, I like it.
I thought West Ham made some really good signings. Again, we always talk about the top six, always with the big signings. But if we look at who they brought in Scamacca, who I really am a big fan of. I think he's in my Premier League team. They brought in Naif, a guard who I really don't know that much about, so I can't really comment on him too much. Flynn Downs, again, another guy, but
locked up Areola
locked him up.
Fabianski.
And then it didn't really
lose anyone. Mark Noble, captain, leader, legend, and all that. But
yeah. But I mean, again, we look at the squad. I think that they have a really good squad. You got Miguel Antonio again. He'll be fighting now.
For spots.
Time for spots.
Jared Bowen, Declan Rice, Soucek.
Yeah, being able to hold on to Declan Rice, I think, was a huge one for me. Obviously with the rumors of him going to Man United, Chelsea, wherever he is rumored to go to, they're still able to keep him. And so if you're able to keep a guy like him, I think that this could be a pretty good situation where they could finish pretty high just because of the fact that they've really retained everybody that they brought or they had from last season. Bring him into the season. I'm excited for them, and I could see them really going in the top 7 for me.
I agree. And not to keeping this a little bit brief, more than the other ones, I think that this is probably one of the biggest seasons for West Ham in recent years, because I think that if they push on this season and really solidify themselves as maybe even a top 6, top 7 club, that I think that you'll have less pressure on you to be able to sell players like Bowen, Rice, Scamacca, even if he has a really good season, to bigger clubs. Mm-hmm. But if they stumble a little bit, maybe finish in that like upper mid-table, maybe like 9th, 10th, 11th, maybe even 8th, then I feel like those players who maybe have a little bit more ambition to like play for the biggest clubs in the league, I think will eventually move on. But if they can finish top 6, top 7, and have a really good season, I think that they'll be in a really good position to move on.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think about West Ham and
up the Hammers.
Who do you think is going to be the most disappointing team on this one? Like who's going to have a very lackluster season this year from last season?
You know what? I was gonna bring this up a little bit later for awards and whatnot, but I think that my team, I watched I was on a Football Daily. I wasn't on it, but I watched a Football Daily video, and they brought up this team who I didn't really think about in this way, but I think I'm gonna say Leicester City.
Leicester.
Obviously, I think that a lot. Obviously, like with a lot of the teams in the Premier League, they have talent.
Yeah.
Yuri Tielemans, whether he's going to stay or go or not. Ricardo Pereira is great. Vardy, even at 35. James Maddison, Harvey Barnes. Like, these are talented players, but look at this, Bernie. You see this? Look at those arrivals.
Ooh.
No rivals. I think I saw that they were one of the only teams left in Europe who have not registered a new player. And so I think that, especially with the way the last season ended on a little bit of a downturn in form, and with, I feel like, the way that if they do end up selling Tielemans as well, which at this point I doubt it, but along with Maddison, who's been rumored to go to maybe Newcastle United, who's on the up, who is another one of those clubs, along with West Ham, who I think could be really good this season. I just don't know if Brendan Rodgers, if they don't start the season well, which I'm not a huge fan of, although I will say that Wesley Fofana coming back from injury, that'll be a huge help for them.
That's their signing.
Yeah, pretty much, honestly. But I just don't know if they don't start off well. I feel like Brendan Rodgers could be definitely in the race for first manager to be sacked. So I would say that Leicester City are probably my team to disappoint this season.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely agree with that. I'd have to do a little more looking on the teams, but, kind of from what I'm seeing and what you pointed out, not really adding anybody in the offseason is definitely going to be a huge, huge blow for them. Vardy at 35. I mean, we look at kind of what they're, Iheanacho, you're hoping is going to be the guy, Daka as well. You're looking for those two guys to kind of be the scorer for them. But you look at, I mean, if they're not able to keep Perez or Tielemans, I think this team is definitely going to be, they're going to struggle a lot, because you're looking for people that are going to be link up play. Definitely going to be struggling there. And again, I think Leicester kind of had their magical run where they won the title. They added some really good players. I think all this probably started when they bottled top 4. I believe it was 2 seasons ago. Yeah.
They were 4th for majority of the season, or in the top 4 for majority of the season, then dropped out. I think it was on the final day they dropped out. So that kind of probably derailed a lot of their steam. And so I feel like at this point, especially if they lose like Madison and Chelmans, they are going to struggle to.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get relegated by any means, but they could definitely finish mid table or low mid table, I think.
Yeah, I think their kind of run at the top 8 is going to be officially over, and I definitely can see them dropping to like 13 or 14, depending on how the situation ends up with both Yuri Tillemans and James Madison, of course, being rumored to go to different teams. Wesley Fofana as well. I don't think they'll sell him, but I know that he's.
I saw rumors today that he might go to Chelsea, but I mean, Chelsea's linked with everyone, so who knows how real that is.
Chelsea's linked with everybody, and then
Barcelona takes him.
So, again, let us know who you guys think is going to be the most disappointing teams in the comment section down below.
Let's do a little FPL rundown. A little quick FPL rundown.
A little FPL rundown?
Yeah.
Are we going here? Is this
is my team first. We're gonna start with we're gonna show both of our teams.
Okay.
So later tonight when we're recording this, we have a draft.
Yeah.
Wait, no, this is your team? Whose team is
this? This is your team.
This is my team. I was gonna say I don't have Chalba in my team.
Okay, we're gonna
so later tonight we have a draft, which will be probably streaming at this point. But this is for just generic FPL salary cap on the FPL app. You can go get it. So this is my team. I changed it up a little bit recently, and I might change it up going into the weekend with injuries or whatnot concerned. So in goal, we got Mendy. Like I said before with Malacia, I'm pretty excited to see. He's been one of Manchester United's, I feel like, most exciting players in the preseason from in terms of being able to like play how Ten Hag wants and then get up the field. So I feel like him stepping into a midfield role on offense and being able to link passes and create, I think, is a bargain at what his price is. And then Trippier, obviously, for his set piece and free kicks, really good. Trent and Cancelo, don't really need to say much about them. Salah as your captain because I'm a Liverpool homer. Michael Elise, who apparently might have a little bit of a foot injury, so for the same price as him, I might also go for Brendan Aronson as well. And then Saka, Diaz, just kind of carbon copy at 8 mil. They're going to be really good value. And then Jesus, Harry Kane, locked and loaded. Kane over Haaland for me because I feel like Kane's going to maybe give you a little bit more assists, a little bit more in the link-up play, and I believe he's on pens where I'm not necessarily sure if Haaland's on pens for Manchester City. So, yeah, that's my team.
All right, and let's go over to my team really quick. We'll look at it. I would say I got Trent, Llorente. Again, the defense, I'll admit, I'm not really too familiar with. I don't really pay attention too much.
I got to get it.
I do think that there is some very interesting. I think Williams, depending, I don't know if he's a starter or not, probably not. And then Chalobah. But of course, I got Salah, I got Son, I got Gordon. I'm kind of high on Gordon this season. I think that he could potentially be someone that could fill in
for
Richarlison and kind of be in that role.
He's gonna have to score goals if they're gonna do anything really.
And so
I don't believe they brought in a striker either. So
no. So that's why I'm kind of like, okay, let's see if Gordon can kind of be the guy to step up in that situation.
Yep.
I got Sancho. I think I'm a big fan of Ten Hag, and I think Sancho is gonna have a bounce back season after a lackluster first year. And then for
Jesus, front,
Jesus gotta have him. He's been scoring goals. I wish it would be the all black uniform for that Arsenal kit.
True.
And then just for the homer pick, I went with Darwin Núñez. I think that he could score some goals. Again, I don't think he's going to necessarily start at the beginning, but I do think
we're putting Digne in for Brandon Williams.
Putting him in
looks a lot better. We're good.
Again, I'm not really too big on this Premier League stuff. More so for fantasy, but I think Darwin again struggled at the beginning, but I think in the second half of the season, same with Haaland as well. I think they're gonna really take off. And so I think that Darwin could potentially be a first-team guy by the second half of the season.
And especially for Darwin, he might not even need to start games to really be a threat. Because, I mean, even in the Community Shield, you saw he had 2 to 3 clear-cut chances against Manchester City.
Yeah.
So even if he subs on, maybe at, the 60th minute mark against, even this weekend, maybe against Fulham, the amount of chances and crosses and the play he's going to get around the box, I feel like definitely could be worth the payoff. And especially in this type of a league where... For our friend group, we're doing a league where you just have to score most points in a week. And so if Darwin goes off and scores 2-3 goals and no one else has Darwin, that could be a huge benefit for him.
Yeah. So let us know if you have a Premier League team, especially fantasy Premier League team. Let us know who you guys think is in your team. Put your team in the comment section down below. I'd love to know who you guys have on your team.